Welcome back, and I hope you're enjoying We Talk Videos Volume 2, as it will be done every other month. So make sure, and don't forget to watch my regular show every Fridays, wherever you are watching this, YouTube, Live Video, Daily Motion, wherever. I hope you like this show. Alright, back to the videos in hand, and the next one that I'm going to pick out, and this is a very good one. I had a tough time picking the videos out, because there were so many good ones, but I like this one personally myself. The Three Faces of Foley. This was done in 1998. Mick Foley's your host, and what this is, it's a very different video than the other profile videos that WWF and WWE Home Video did back in the day. Because this one, it wasn't Foley sitting in a studio talking to an interview person, showing an entire career highlights. It's him in an arena, sitting and talking to, believe it or not, Matt and Jeff Hardy. That's right, the exact same Hardy Boys that are on TV right now. He gave a nice, history talk to Jeff and Matt Hardy, breaking down all his characters, Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and then the match with Terry Funk that he had, and then the legendary Hell in a Cell match. And this is a very fun tape. It just goes into the mind at the time. Yeah, it goes into the mind of Mick Foley. And you see that Mick Foley, he's not this crazy individual at the time that everybody makes him think he is. He's a very smart, intellectual man. And I think that's something that the public, in general, miss. And I even read last night, I wasn't doing research for the show, but I was reading a profile of Mick Foley, and at the time, and I didn't know this may be interesting to everybody else, he was up for Time's Man of the Year, and he was actually leading the polls at a time, but they had removed him off the poll for some reason, which makes no sense. I would have loved to have seen Mick Foley as Time's Man of the Year, but Time's Man of the Year was, of course, last year, you. Alright, another one that I'm going to pick out, and this is the videotape that really covers maybe the greatest feud in the history of wrestling. I don't know that, but a lot of people say it is. Austin versus McMahon. This is about an hour and a half of basically the entire feud at the time, from when it had started in 1997 all the way to Fully Loaded in 99. Now, of course, that feud will never die, but this video, it shows all the big high spots, that it had, and it even talks about, it starts off with the background where these two men came from, and then it has all these different people that are interviewed, Michael Cole, Jim Ross, I think Michael Hayes is in this one, and a couple of other people. This is such a very good video. This really is, and, if you want to find a video that depicts the main years of the Austin McMahon rivalry, this is the tape right here for you, right here. Alright, now I'm going to go into this one. This is one of my favorite shows of all time, Royal Rumble 2000, and it's not one of my favorite shows because of Terry. Whew, that's like the best front cover of a tape or DVD ever. Come on now, you gotta admit it. But in this one, it's the first pay-per-view of the new millennium for the WWE at the time. They're in New York City. They're in Madison Square Garden. They're at their peak. They're at the top. And this pay-per-view right here just does it. It gets everything together. I mean, there's no better pay-per-view, I don't think, for 2000 that describes the WWF at its highest point than this show. I mean, look at the matches you got. You got Taz's debut against Kurt Angle. You got the Outlaws against the APA. The Hardy Boys against the Dudley Boys. Chris Jericho, Chyna, Hardcore Holly for the Intercontinental title. The Miss Rumble swimsuit competition, which with the Cat, Stacey Carter, who no longer wants to be acknowledged ever in the business, with the greatest bikini I've ever seen. You got to see it to believe it. And then Triple H, Cactus Jack. Right there, you had Match of the Year candidate, quality matches just from this one show alone. And then the Royal Rumble match, which is so fun. It's not the greatest Royal Rumble match ever, but it's just a fun Royal Rumble to watch. I mean, Bob Backlund's involved, you know, Rikishi, Rock, Big Show, Boss Man, Test, you know, so much good stuff on here. And then you get to see at the end of the tape Triple H, you know, getting stitched up on his leg because he does get hurt during the match. It's very graphic, so if you don't like graphic stuff, don't watch the end of the tape. You could watch the first 2.5 hours of it, but don't watch the end of it if you don't like the graphic stuff. Alright, 2 more on the videotapes, and then that'll be it. These two, they're not really, these 2 tapes are not really like, I like them, but I like the entire series. So that's what this is. And the first one I'm going to do is the entire original WrestleMania series. It was on VHS from 1980. This is the first 14 WrestleManias on tape. From WrestleMania 1 all the way to WrestleMania 14. And for those of you that have, you know, the current anthology on DVD, you may notice that some of the songs on those events are edited. Not on these. Not on these. Like here in the first one, you get to hear Eye of the Tiger. You get to hear Girls Will Just Want to Be Fun. Or Girls Just Want to Have Fun. You get to hear Another One Bites the Dust. You get to hear Born in the USA. You get to hear these songs, you know, that are possibly edited out on the DVDs, you know, right here on the WrestleMania VHS set, which is really cool. And it gets you all the highlights, you know, every match, every great thing that happened in the first 14 WrestleManias. And this is just a lot of fun to watch, you know, and, I mean, it took me about maybe 2 years to get the entire thing, but, you know, it's fun to watch whenever you get a good chance, because most of this stuff isn't edited. That's what's great about it. Most of this stuff is not edited out because of, you know, the whole legal distribution and how Vince McMahon doesn't want to pay up for the songs to be on there. So I like that. And then, to finish it off, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling cartoon show. And, you know, I didn't really watch this when it was on because I was a baby, but, you know, I got all 6 volumes of this, and I wish there was more. I really do. This was just a fun cartoon show to watch. You get 2 episodes, basically, on every tape. It's about 45 minutes long, 45, 50 minutes long. You know, it has the cartoon, the live-action stuff. This is just fun. And, you know, an interesting couple of notes here. Brad Garrett, who you know from Everybody Loves Raymond and Right Now Till Death, he's the voice of Hulk Hogan on this show. Keep that in mind. And also, Uncle Phil, the guy from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he's the junkyard dog on this show. A couple of cool things there. Of course, this show is very interesting because, you know, by the time the show had ended, a lot of these guys weren't on, you know, on TV in the WWF anymore. They were away or somewhere else. But they still kept them on the cartoon show. So I like that one. That's going to be it for the VHS. When I come back, I'm going to do the DVDs of the WWE.